To our next segment, we head over to Leonard to speak with Noah Ballard and his Farrier Services. Take a look. I am here with a very special friend of mine, Noah. Noah, where do we know each other from?
We know each other from working at the radio station.
Yep. WICD, but that's not why we're here today. We are here for your horseshoeing business. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I went to horseshoeing school down in Kentucky about 3 years ago, the Kentucky Horseshoeing School, and learned a lot of great things from a lot of great teachers, and brought back the things that I learned back to Michigan to work on horses across the state of Michigan.
And not just Michigan, but locally here in Leonard. So tell us what first caught your interest about this business.
Well, I've been around horses all my life, grew up riding them, and didn't really know what I wanted to do out of high school, and this came up, and I went for it, and it's been a dream come true.
How long have you been in the horseshoeing business?
But for about 3 years.
And so far, what have you done? How many horses can you recall that you've shoed?
It's too many to count.
Is it all local?
Yep, all local, Macomb County, Wayne County, Oakland County, mostly.
So what goes into shoeing? What's that entire process?
Well, many different things, but basically you take off the shoes and you trim the feet just like your fingernail, and you try to balance out the foot as much as possible, and then you put the shoe back on.
Okay. Now, a lot of people, especially if they don't own horses, don't know what's the importance of making sure that the shoe is comfortable and updated. So can you tell us what that importance is?
Right. So we use shoes for protection and support of the bottom of the horse's foot so it doesn't wear away too fast.
And let's say it did wear away. If they didn't keep updated with that, then what happens to the horse?
Well, if they don't have shoes on and the foot wears away too fast, they could get sore on the bottom of their feet. So that's really the reason why we put shoes on, because wear exceeds growth.
And I heard somewhere that it damages the horse a little bit too as well, right?
Well, yeah, sometimes it can injure them if they need shoes and they don't have shoes on.
And specifically when horses are in road and competitions and things like that, it's especially important for the shoes to be updated, right?
Correct, yep.
Does it help them jump better or do obstacles better?
Well, I mean, possibly, but the main reason is just protection and support for the bottom of their feet.
Okay, so I noticed here that the front of the horse has shoes on it and the back doesn't. Can you tell us why that is?
Well, for a lot of horses, if they do have shoes on, in the front they'll need shoes, and sometimes in the back they don't, just depending on what they do and how much of work that they do.
Now, when you say what they do and how much work they do, can you give us an example of that?
Well, there's a lot of horses, a lot of different disciplines, such as Western, English, saddle seat. It just depends on what you want to do with your horse.
Okay, so now tell us about Rocky. Rocky is like your prized possession here. When did you first get him?
Well, we got Rocky when he was 4 years old. He's 20 now, so about 16 years. And he's just been a great horse. We've been very blessed to have good horses throughout the years. And I've ridden him most of my life. And yeah, he's just been an amazing horse and has won a lot of things. And yeah, he just keeps on getting better.
And what kind of competitions do you ride him in?
Just open shows throughout the state. When I was in high school, I rode for an equestrian team. I was a one-man equestrian team, and I just had good enough horses to get me to the state finals. So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Now tell us about Rocky's journey towards all that. Do you usually do Rocky shoes or?
I don't do Rocky shoes. A friend of ours that has been doing it for a long time does his, and I've kind of worked with him a little bit here and there. So it's been just, learning from all different kinds of people.
For people who love horses and would like to get into the shoeing business, what is your best advice to them?
Well, you can apprentice under somebody. There's a lot of guys and girls throughout the area. And then if you'd like to go to school, there's a lot of schools around the country. I went to the Kentucky Horseshoeing School in Richmond, Kentucky, and I had a great time. I learned a lot. The teachers were very informative with everything. And my time there was just a very great time, and met a lot of great friends that I'm still great friends with today.
And that's how people can get involved in shoeing. But tell us about your specific business.
Well, I run Ballard Farrier Services, and I just operate throughout the state of Michigan, mostly Oakland and Macomb County, and just traveling throughout the state, trimming and shoeing horses.
And do you work around the clock? Is there certain days that you prefer not to work?
Pretty much any day. If there's work to be done, I work. So Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 is pretty much my hours, and but I go anywhere at any time.
Awesome. Now tell us how our viewers and all of our friends here can get in contact with you.
Well, you can look me up on Instagram on Ballard Farrier Services, or Facebook, the same thing as well.
All right, guys, that about wraps up this episode for our community access and schooling around. Thank you again, Noah, for allowing us to come out, see your beautiful horse here, and find out what Shoeing a Horse is all about. We're going to toss it back to Bill, but remember to shop locally and support your local businesses, no matter what kind. Until next time.